One. That's better. Lovely. Just slacken them off. Lovely. Should. Yeah, I have to take them. Apparently you have to take these both out. Some models you just slacken them, it's just like a pinch bolt, but on this car, got a bit of Loctite on that as well. Just pop that in there. Keep looking at the interior thinking, oh yes, it needs a bit of a clean, and those baggy seats are not going to be baggy. It's like blooming, it's too baggy. Look at that, it's completely lifted. I'll have a lovely little job gluing that back down. Yes, I thought I would actually do this first before drilling these things out. Well, that would kind of happen, Andrew. You should have predicted that one. Lovely. Okay, so the glass is now free. I'm going to pop that glass through there. That's going to be fun. Always lift at an angle. It's a good opportunity to clean all of the area that you don't see. That's me. Oh, excuse me, I'll put that somewhere safe. Right, select my poison of choice. I've mixed all these up. Titanium drill bit required. Let's go. This might take some time. What you want to be doing, guys, is drilling the head so it completely detaches. I mean, that's starting to properly go through. Just drill the head off. You might have to just go all the way. Oh, flipping heck. Yeah, I have to be very careful. Thank God for that. I haven't caused any damage. But as you can imagine, when it actually finally does snap the head off, the whole, well, it won't actually completely go through, but that took some drilling, that did. Right, that is one out. Now I just they keep going with this one. Cover your ears. There you go. You've got to be patient with these jobs, so I'm going to drill the top two out and then cut back. Oh, God, that was an absolute pain. I butchered that one more than I needed to, but I've just got to collect the remains at the bottom here. God, these are hot. Yeah. These are hot things. Yeah. Now, I'll just make sure that all these are kept away, because I don't want to be faffing around with these. Right, now, the regulator is completely and utterly free in that side. Now we need to take these 3 10mm bolts straight out, and then the whole thing will drop. There is one thing that I would actually tell you to do. We have to take the electrical connection off before releasing the whole thing. Come on. There we go. We are now done with that. Now we can just don't drop that. There we go. Right, we're completely free. Now, the one thing actually I forgot to do, and I might have to reconnect the motor, is I need to possibly... Well, actually, I shouldn't need to reconnect the motor because it should be in the right place. So this might be a bit of a faff trying to get this out. So that's completely free. We might have to get the motor out first. What we've got to do is we've got to sort of tilt the whole thing this way. So if we go this way, it might give us a little bit of room. Honestly, the way they got these in the factory, there we go. There we go. We have one window regulator with the guide. Now we need to see what the hell is the problem. Now where's the cam? Cam may be up there. I might have to just reconnect this to have a look at what's going on. But we've got the cable that sort of goes through this loop here, this spiral. Bosch, made in Germany. Okay, anybody needs a parts number? Got a bit of red. I don't know where that's from. Really? I wonder whether this is a second-hand one that someone's fitted. Don't know what this is. It's got a lot of grease on it. But the guide looks okay. Tell you what, these guides are made of plastic on a lot of cars now. So yeah, that's metal. These will not snap. I know on Focus Mark 1s, and a lot of Fiesta Mark 4, Mark 5s, these tend to snap because they're made of plastic. What is that down there? Okay, I'm gonna have a look at this. Right, so the first thing I've noticed, I've just hooked it back up to the electrician, just hooked it on there so it doesn't fall off, and we can see what's going on here. But I've got a feeling that this guide isn't very good, because it looks like it's just not sitting at the right sort of angle. I might see if I can disassemble that, but that's going to be a bit of a tricky one. But I'm going to have to see if I can actually hook that off, but that doesn't look right to me whatsoever. But if I just press the switch, we can see what's going on. Bottom. This is the opposite way around, guys, so we're going to go back to the top as if we're winding the window up. No issues. Yeah, I don't like that. That is actually starting to break and bend. Okay, so that's looking like our culprit here. So I'm going to unhook this and investigate into this guide. Okay. Can you see the problem there? Yeah, so that's the guide that's bent. So that cam, like I said, it's slipping through when it shouldn't be. Yeah. That's why it's sort of losing track and then it's jumping back on track, because we've got that part of the guide that's fine. That bit there, but that bit is clearly broken. That's not very good. If I can't get that undone, and it looks like I've got another pot rivet to look at. Oh no, hold on, that's the other side. Okay, I'm going to have a look at this, but it might mean the bin for this, which is really frustrating given that the motor works. So I'm going to have a look to see if I can get this off. Just to show the extent of the problem, when there's a bit of stiffness, oh dear, we've left the cam. So basically I have to recoil the electric window regulator, this cable, in order for it to go back and then slip back past this broken piece. So now look, the guide is completely free. That's why I can move the window up and down, and I thought, oh, the cable's broken. No, there's nothing wrong with the cable. That's what joins the two together, the cam. But it's not, yeah, that's not ideal. Okay, it looks like to me that some of it has just broken off entirely. Oh dearie me. Because if I can make that go back over, there we go, see what I mean? See, now I'm thinking, oh, hold on, has that clipped back into place? Right, so we've got a bit of the guide that may not be there, but you see what I mean? There should be a bit here. I think that's definitely broken off by the look of it. But that cam is now, where is that cam? Oh, it's gone in. And I think, theoretically, if I can do this in my hand, yeah, okay, that's moving. Okay, that's interesting. So I've popped that back in, but that is weak. So I've got a feeling it's just going to bend again. There's only one way of testing this. I think I've got to really degrease. I mean, this grease, I don't like grease like this. I know that the window regulators inherently just put a bit of grease on them. I don't want grease. I want silicone. I want silicone. I want slip. This doesn't give slip. It just stops it from getting stuck. Well, it stops it from completely getting stuck, but it doesn't stop it from getting a little bit stuck. That's the problem with grease. Ugh, it's disgusting. Right, I'm going to hook this back up again and we'll see what happens. Right, I've just tested it again. We've got a bit of a dodgy plug. It wanted to detach, and this is what happened. Oh, dearie me. Yeah. Welcome to the world of old cars. You start pulling things out and other problems start happening. Please, honest to God, it still works, but yeah, that was a bit of a problem. Might have been something to do with me hanging that up. That was rather stupid of me. I think the connection was pretty poor, but I'll have to get them separated at some point. Yeah, what I'm gonna do, I can't see evidence that it's actually slipped again. So I'm going to try and give this a fighting chance if I can. If I can get that guide off, I'll try and clean it up, and I'll clean the runners up because it's all empty in here. And I want, look, that is your runner. Okay, you want to silicone that completely. I've got to say, again, I'm going to have to put Dinatro in the bottom here. I'm utterly amazed by that. I'm really pleased. In fact, I'll just take you in here. Go in there. That's a lovely view of the inside of the door. How clean is that? I'm really happy about that. Right, cut back to day 2. Right, okie dokie, I've been having a look, and with maybe some saviour from Gorilla Glue, I've popped the guide back in. I've just supported it with some Gorilla Glue on the back side. Obviously, I've just taken the cam out for now, so it's not under pressure. I have cleaned the lines to remove grease, and I will probably put a line of grease just here, because, can you hear that? Yeah, we don't want that sound, so we're going to put a line of grease on this side, but we don't. There was a load of grease where it goes in there, and a load of grease at the end there, and I don't think that would have helped. But overall, I've just taken the cover off the motor, and as you can see, this is how it's all routed. It's just a coil. It's a basic motor and a worm drive that drives a gear down there, and that drives the whole assembly. And it's still got the yellow grease. Ooh, that's nice factory grease. I'll keep that in there. But that's the other end of the cable, the cam that sits on the wheel, and this wheel will spin round to either uncoil or recoil. But I'm hoping now that will be okay. It may not be. Excuse me, just get the light in there. As I say, I've just put some glue down there. We will not find out until it goes hard. It may fail instantly. If it does fail instantly, sadly, I will only be able to maybe remove the motor or something like that, just to butcher it for parts. And quite frankly, it's a bin job, which is really sad because the motor's fine, the cable's fine, but there is a third thing that kills window regulators off, and it's a broken guide. And I'm hoping that this may help. But as I say, all the cleaning work we've done and the lubrication will give it every single fighting chance. And it's worth a try, because I'm looking at £85, £87 for a brand new one. You can understand why I'd rather try, and you've got to try these things. It's worth it. Anyway, next day. Rah! Do you know, I made a joke to somebody the other day that I clean my glass so much that you would actually mistaken this for, yeah. I've cleaned my glass so well on my other cars that sometimes that could be a piece of glass, and I put my head and smack my head right on the glass. But yeah, clearly it's day 2. I haven't put the window in yet, guys. I've done that so many times. You definitely know you've polished your glass to an internal. I tell you, I've had cars where the glass looks like this. It is literally see-through, literally. And you think that the window is down when it's not. That's a problem for my head. Anyway, day 2. I have managed to source some tiny little bolts. I think these have come out of Ford Focus Mark 1, because I've got a load of spare bolts from other Fords down the years, I'm pretty sure, but they fit absolutely perfectly into the actual circles. I think they're M8s, they're M8 holes, and they will, hopefully they'll fit through. They may not, but we'll have, hopefully if they don't fit through, we'll think about that at some point. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get away with that. If I can't, I'll just use pop rivets. The second thing is, well, I don't really want to be using pop rivets initially, mainly because if this repair does not work, I've got to drill my own rivets. That's the frustrating thing. So I might just do a temporary fix up to know that it can hire and put the window up and down without breaking. Now, this may not work, so I might have to come back to this, but it's worth a try. So what I've done is I've put Gorilla Glue and fiberglass resin, okay, the sort of fiberglass kits you get. I'll put the resin, it's quite strong. I know there are other options for doing this, but it's all I've got at the moment. And I have put some glue in there. Can the camera focus in? Yep, the glue on that side and glue on that side to support this piece on the left hand side. There is plenty of resin there, so we're going to give it a go and we're going to see how it is. So fingers crossed. Excuse me. Now remember how things actually go back in here. So the motor will sit thus with the connector on the top like that. So we've got to try, I might want to try and just see if I can get it in straight in. Yeah, I can. I don't know why I took it out the other way last time. Okay, lovely. So that should get it roughly lined up. Okay, might need to make a few adjustments there just to get all that lined in. But first of all, I'll just put the nuts back on the motor. Fingers crossed I've given this a fighting chance of survival. It'd be really, really frustrating if I have to replace it, even though there's no broken motor and no broken cable. It's really frustrating this, so I'm hoping to get away with that. Right, that motor is nice and secure. Now I just need to put these bolts in just to line those up. These little bolts will just about sneak through. I haven't had to drill these, but they will just about wind in. You just got to wind it into both and line it up. So just wind that in and then thread it through. I've got to get my 8mm spanner. Yep. This is the fiddly bit. There we go. Lovely. That is so good. That is perfect. An M8. I'm pretty sure it's an M8. It's either an M8 or an M6, but I'm pretty sure it's an M8 bolt you need. They all fit rather snugly. It's almost as if Ford designed these holes to be the same size as an M8 bolt. How convenient. And they're going straight through. It's just such a good size. So if I have a problem, I can get it back out, no issues. No pot rivets today. It's a shame, I was going to use my rivet gun for the first time ever. Never really use it. Right, ignition on. The plug. I have glued the plug back onto the actual motor, so we have some form of good connection. There we go, just nicely on there. Lovely. Right, bottoms up. Hold on, what's happened here? I'm pressing up and it's going down. Please tell me I've put it in the right way. Oh, for the lump of God. Well, my glue job didn't do very well. Yeah, what I've done is I've wired it on the wrong way. Yeah, I actually put it on the wrong way when I rewired the old plug onto that. So, yeah, that was really good, Andrew. So I'm going to have to take the plug off and separate them now. I've put it in back to front. Oh, dearie me. Right. Now, I had it that way. I need to turn it this way and put it over the two prongs. That might actually help. Will it go over? Well, that should actually go up. There we go. Right, that's gone over now. Now if I connect the electrics back up again, we hopefully won't have a problem. Obviously there's no clicking. I think the tab's a bit worn. Right, now we're going to go down. Yes, we're back up to square one and back up. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Yes. Right, now I can get it in position actually and fit the window. The glass, whoops, be very careful. The glass has been cleaned, as you can see. Right, there's no real way of doing this. I've got to kind of drop it in towards the bottom. We've got to go from outside the window going in. So be very careful. Always have control of the glass. There we go. Right. Ooh, bolts, bolts. I've got one in. Just try and get the other in. There we go. Very good. And screw them up. Now, I might try to jiggle this window. I don't know if it's supposed to go. Might have to just see where it's best sitting. What will probably happen is, because it's kind of loose, I'm going to just tighten them up a fraction more. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave these screws slightly loose so the window can still do that. Basically, as I push this up, it's going to kind of self-center those screws where the window feels right. I have cleaned and siliconed the runners. I've been doing this when I cut the last video. I have cleaned inside there. I've got to put some Dinatrol in there, but I've cleaned all these runners, every single one. I've taken the gutter rail out. I've got to silicone this and clean this up, this sort of Furflex material. But anyway, now we've got the weight of the window on. This is bottoms up, guys. It's either shit or bust for this window. Right, now I'm just going to keep pressing down. Okay. Oh, that seems much happier now. I need to put some excess, just an excess. I've put some grease on these runners, by the way. You can hear a bit of, it's because I've removed some of the grease. Oh dear. I've got a feeling that that cam is still coming out. Oh, you bugger. Bugger, 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 bugger. That noise you heard is probably, yeah, it's come out again. Let's have a look. Yes. It seems that the cam is still slipping from the guide. That is really frustrating. Do you know what? That is a heck of a lot better. That was slipping every single time you put the window up. But it's literally just slipped the once out that cam, that guide. I think the repair I've done to that guide is pretty good. I'm going to have a visual glance at that guide in a second. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to tighten those bolts up. I need the window because we have got rain coming in about, I think, half an hour. I'm going to have a little think about what I'm going to do. The truth is, there's a massive improvement there. The cable's not snapped. The motor's working. The guide is in a much better state than it was before, but I have to be gentle with that. But there is far less friction. That window is moving up so well, and the cam is not jumping out as much. It's still jumping out occasionally. So I think it's one of these things, if it does jump out, just recoil it, the cam will catch, and then we can lift the window back up. But yeah, just do it one more time. This is normal speed. Okay, we're on the floor. Now I'm going to go full throttle to the top. Wow, how about that? It wouldn't have done that before. Do you know what? I'm not doing it. If the cam ever slips out, it will possibly because it's gone in a certain manner, it's slipped out, but then it's managed to slip its way back in. I'm going to have another visual inspection, but I am going to actually tighten those two bolts through these holes now. If I can get this through, yeah, come on then. I'm going to tighten these up because the window has decided where it wants to sit on the ledge. There we go, lovely. And then tighten this up. Yeah, done. Okay, done. Right, now, dinner troll. Where's my dinner troll? Oh, it's here. Okay, I'm going to get some and just shove it right at the bottom. I'm just going to swap the nozzles over. This car is going to be getting a full Dynax at some point. Dynax, I prefer Dynax to Lanagard because Lanagard doesn't last as long as Dynax. But for the cavities, this will probably ooze out of a couple of these. Oh, it's oozing out of that one. I am getting to the end of this can, but there we go. There we go. Just enough. It's just a light waxy film. And what I will probably do is just spray a nice waxy film on the inside of the door. You know, rust protection and all that. Just make sure water doesn't really go in the inside the door. Doors are expensive for Mark III Fiestas. I saw a complete new old stock door skin, door shell for Mark 3.5 Fiesta. 300 quid someone was asking. Is it worth the money? If you need a door that's rotten, unlike this one or any door on this car, thankfully, or damaged, then it's probably worth the money. But I'd rather just try and protect this. So there you go. It smells nice too, always nice. Oh, I just wanted to say, actually, I have cleaned all the door cards. I just gave the material a bit of a scrub down. Unfortunately, the Fiesta that was available, the gear, the also replica of this car that was in a Breakers in Essex, up on eBay. Yeah, the door card's already gone. So I'm afraid the passenger one is going to have to remain with its patinaed cigarette burns of the past. We'll let that lie. But I've actually put some vinyl cleaner, my vinyl restorer and rubber restorer. Look how well it's come up. I don't think I even need to deal with the armrests. If you look at the rear one, look how scratched up that was. That was what it would look like before. After. Cut back. I'm going to put the door card straight on this thing. It seems to be giving me some pain now. I've just gone backwards, upwards and up and down off camera, and yeah, this is actually quite annoying now because once again it's gone again. See what I mean? It's actually, that's really struggling, that is. For a moment I thought that this was going to be a reasonable job, but it looks like I may have to just replace the window regulator. I am going to put the door card back on temporary because I just want stuff back on the car for now. But it looks like I know the problem, I know the issue. The window's not going to drop all the way down. I thought it'd be worth trying to repair this, but it looks like sadly I'm going to have to go down the route of a new window regulator for this car. Oh well, I will probably put that on the list, but at the moment, you know, things like tyres and all sorts of stuff, you know, getting this car running are more of a priority. But I'm just going to try and get this window back up. It's actually really reluctant to at the moment. In fact, it doesn't want to at all. This is actually quite concerning. It actually will not go back up. Yeah, it's just it's a pain in the ass. I'll just get that window back up as best as I possibly can, but in truth, you win some, you lose some, and unfortunately I tried to win this one, but it just doesn't go right, does it? Most of the time that I've tried a repair like this in the past, they just don't last, do they? You know, I like try gluing the door handles on Beatrix on the inside, they just don't last. Unfortunately, I think the resin has actually worked a treat. It hasn't broken off, but it's just the cam slipping past, and that's the problem. You just can't account for that. So sadly, this reg, it's going to have to come out at some point, yeah, in the future. Anyway, I will put all the door card back on because I want it on, and I need to get this car driving. That's the main priority. At the moment, I know I can open and close the window, and I will get the window shut, and it's not going to drop at its own accord. It doesn't, because it's not actually, the cable's not broken. It's just really frustrating that it's actually broken on something that is just so minor. But it just makes me realise I can't go second hand. This is the risk you take with a second hand regulator, because yes, you know, a second-hand regulator may come with a working motor and a working cable like this, but what about the guide? Because I've just identified that there is actually a weakness in these guides. Even though most of it is metal, the bit that's broken isn't the metal bit, it's always the way. So you've probably taken a risk buying a second-hand one. So I'll have to stump up the money for a new one at some point. But anyway, I want to get this back on and move the ball down the line to start in the car, which will be the next episode. Well, filling it up with everything and preparing for a startup. What's even more disappointing is 2 minutes ago I said it wasn't a problem because this window never drops. It's just done that. So I've put some bubble wrap at the bottom, but I don't know why it dropped. I really don't. That's a new symptom. It was working perfectly fine, and then it's just this is really frustrating. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to hit eBay at some point soon, but as I say, priorities are priorities, and yeah, if that drops again, I'm gonna have to think about my options, but the bubble wrap will stop the glass from, you know, causing any damage or whatever. But I have a new clock, yay, straight from eBay, and I'm going to see whether this one actually holds its time, because it is identical to the one fitted, but with this one, as you can see, we're missing some digits. It's actually 8 o'clock at the moment. Yeah, you can see the problem there. Is it 8 o'clock? I can't remember actually. Shouldn't be that time though. It's definitely not 1 o'clock. So I'm going to get my trim tool, and as we can see with the new one, we've got a tab at the top and a tab at the bottom and an electrical connector. So I'm just going to try and prise this. There we go, lovely. Well, that was really easy. And take this electrical connector straight off. How does it come off? Oh, it just pulls out. It should just pull. I will remember to take the bulb out of this. Come on. There we go. Lovely. And the bulb works. And we have all the digits. Look at that. Well, hopefully if we've got the single digits, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have a single digit. Yes. Oh dear. Are we missing one digit? Wait a minute. Oh, we are. Wait a minute. Is that number 4? We're missing half a digit. Why is that like that on number... What? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 21, 2, 3. Well, that's weird. It's almost like it stops right there. That's a weird one for number 4. But no, it's actually not stopped. It's just... Yeah, I see where it stops, but we've got none missing as far as I can see. Number 4 is a bit weird. But I just checked these. Yeah, number 4 is a bit weird on this side as well. So it's not just, look. Why is number 4 like that? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Brilliant. Okay, we can conclude that we now have a fully functioning clock. Yay! And just clunk it in. Wow. Well, that makes a difference. So this clock is going in the bin, but we are taking this bulb as a nice little spare. Oh, is it part of the... Ah, no, it isn't. It's just a printed circuit board, and I will take one of these bulbs. I always keep them. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to end this video here on a failure. One... Is it a big failure? Well, probably for my wallet, yes, and a small success. This is the top tip I have for you guys on days where, you know, doing a job like this, so try to make it work, but it was worth a punt, isn't it, to try and save a lot of money. I mean, 85 quid it will be for an aftermarket one, so it will match this one. But can I just finally end the video in a more positive note? Look how quiet that window is. Please work. Yes. That's so quiet, it's untrue. I am really pleased with that. I'm pleased with the way that this door handle has come up with a bit of treatment. I'm really pleased. This is nice. Yeah, this door isn't as good, but it will be eventually. New regulator, and I'll clean the door card up as best as possible, minus cigarette burns, patina, age and history patina and all that. This car certainly has got a few little niggles here and there, but niggles for a 34-year-old car, this is utterly amazing. Take care, guys. I will see you very soon.